guess that means I'm on. Welcome to Mount Vernon Unitarian University. I say that every time. It's like a habit. Mount Vernon Unitarian Church, also Universalist. We're a welcoming community for seekers of all type. My name is Reverend Ian White Maher, and I'd like to extend a special welcome to everyone joining us for the first few times. Maybe it's your first time. I'll be circulating after the service, and I'd love to meet you, so please come up and say hi. And welcome to everyone who's joining us online today. We love having you as part of our extended community. Thank you so much. It's an intergenerational worship today, so there's going to be some interactivity. Everybody always welcome in this room. We do have a nursery down the hallway, so if you feel like you have a baby or a toddler that's fussing a little bit, you can always go down there. The audio's piped in, just so you know. Now, you should have received a little bit of piece of paper. Something that looks like this. If you have not, this is a critical part to the ritual today. It is what sanctifies you. No, I'm just kidding. But does anybody not have one of these? Okay. Can our ushers? Can you keep your hand raised so that we can bring one to you? Somehow you sneaked in. I swear. They're coming. They're coming. So hold on to this until it's going to happen sort of towards the end of the service. And you know what? I'm just going to bring one right to you. Here we go. This is the kind of full-service ministry we offer here. You know, I'm just saying. You bet. So, but hold on till the end of the service. We're going to use it to write on. And for those who are watching at home, I invite you to find just a small piece of paper, something you can write on. It's not going to have the same effect in a way, but I would love for you to participate as well. Just a couple of quick announcements. We had an amazing, best ever, from what I've heard, cleanup take place on Sherwood Hall Lane, which is the road that we sponsor. 24 people, is that right? 24? Super. I saw the photo. There's a photo out here. Come see everybody who participated, just our part in the community. We have the fourth in our series of 5 with the Climate Action Team's Climate Roller Coaster. It's taking place in the Fireplace Room over in Holland Hall after service at 11:45. The topic today is resilience. Now, you may have noticed this is different, right? Amazing. Right? Amazing. If I understand this correctly, this is the quilt that's being raffled. This is the one, right? Okay, so the tickets are now on sale. And what the quilters came together to do is this is a colorful village of diversity, support, and love, just like our community. So this is an aspirational one that you can win at the holiday shop on November 18th. You don't have to be present to win. Tickets are $3. They can be purchased through Realm. You can purchase them from any of the quilters and in after Sunday service in the Commons. On October 29th, we're having an all-ages trunk or treat. So, JD, you can. It says all ages, so I'm assuming that means you can go car to car and get candy too. Is that correct? Okay. But mostly it's for younger people. And we encourage people to come dressed up. The way that it works is you sort of pull up your car, you open up your trunk, you've got candy in the back. It's super fun. And we're going to have some way to donate for UNICEF there. We also will have a very spooky haunted house on the second floor of Holland Hall that is put together by the middle grades. Check out the website for more information. We've got a lot more events coming up, so please check your newsletter. But closing it out today, we don't have a lay minister because we have our new member joining ceremony today. So, exactly. We're recognizing 7 people who signed in the spring and also 7 people who are signing today. So that's pretty amazing. Okay. With that, let us begin our worship. What do you say?
Out of the Flames by Sarah Eileen Lawal. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest convictions to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with hope to heal a fractured and hurting world. Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, wonder, and awe of all there is and all that is yet to be. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames we rise.
Our first hymn today is number 209. It's in the gray hymnal, Come, O You Longing, Thirsty Souls. Oh, no. They can sit. You can sit. We're going to get to the covenant in 1 second, I swear. I promise you it's coming. Oh. Yeah, we're going to do it right at part of the service. Will the following members please come forward? Maggie Bennett, Renee Yingling, Nardos Desta, Michelle Quigley, Stafford Ward, Amy Morton Ward, and Jim Call is out of the country, but we wanted to recognize him today as well. And then the 7 people who are going to sign today: Olivia McDaniel, Cameron McDaniel, Megan Wood, J.D. Wood, Sophia Meller, Danielle Reynolds, and Beverly Coakley. Come on up. Bunch on there. It's okay. If we stack deep, it's okay. It's okay. We can do 2 rows. Today is a good day. It's a good day. To join a congregation as a new member is a sacred undertaking. And some of us have journeyed through dark valleys to get here, and some of us have sailed smooth seas. Some of us never knew we needed this community until we stumbled across it, and some of us have been searching for this place our whole lives. Whoever you are, Wherever you come from, whatever you bring with you today, we welcome it and we welcome you. Now, I'm not surprised at this moment in history that there are many people who are interested in joining a church in times of great social upheaval and uncertainty, when we feel isolated, powerless sometimes, and there's so much at stake. We yearn for a community where we can make meaning of it all and work together with others for our shared good. A Unitarian Universalist community does not require you to affirm any statement of belief, proving that you belong here because you have said the right things. Right? That's not a requirement. We are non-creedal. However, to become a member does require something of us. It requires a commitment to the welfare of the whole community. It requires us to relinquish consumption and embrace cultivation. It requires us to align ourselves with our covenant, which is, we often say it, and we say it every service, but sometimes it can become very easy just to go through it, but it's actually a deeply countercultural statement, right? An agreement about how we will behave and interact and care for each other when we are together. The covenant is an ancient religious practice of promise-making, and it is also the central sacred act of our faith, the promise we make to one another. In 1976, the Unitarian minister and theologian James Luther Adams named 5 guiding principles for a free faith, and he related them to a Bible story that many of us know from childhood. In this story, the people faced a giant, a mighty giant, and they sent out a boy named David to fight him. And the boy, David, was too small to wear armor or carry a sword, so what did he carry? 5 smooth stones. Stones from a riverbed. And Adams described the 5 small, smooth stones that we might carry as Unitarian Universalists to fight the forces of tyranny and oppression as we try to make the world a better place. The first stone represents continuous revelation. Now, what that means is it hasn't all been told to us yet. Like, it's still coming. The UCC have a phrase that I love, which is God is still speaking. You know, we sort of alter that a little bit to be like, it is happening all the time, in every moment. Pay attention. Revelation is here, right? All relations between persons ought ideally rest on a mutual and free consent and not coercion. We freely choose to enter into the relationship with one another. That's the second smooth stone, mutuality. The third stone is justice. Religious liberalism affirms the moral obligation to direct one's efforts towards the establishment of a just and loving community. It is this which makes the role of the prophet. Yeah, did you guys know that was now part of your responsibilities? Prophet. Central and indispensable to liberalism. The fourth stone represents agency. We deny the immaculate conception of virtue, right? And affirm the necessity of social incarnation. All that really means is good things don't just happen. People make them happen. We make them happen by our agreements with one another. And finally, the fifth stone, hope. Liberalism holds that the resources, divine and human, that are available for the achievement and meaningful change justify an attitude of ultimate optimism. When we live with hope, the future is possible. Right? The roots of our living tradition have been developed over centuries, but ideas and new understandings are still being revealed. Some stones are smooth and polished, while others are rough. So today, as we give you your own 5 smooth stones, we invite you to become part of this living tradition. Through it, we become whole. Through us, through you, our tradition becomes whole. Now, I would like to invite those who signed in the spring to come forward and receive a hug or a handshake or a fist bump or a nod. Fellowship. So, why don't we begin with Maggie Bennett? Hello. And here's a bag. Renee Yingling. There you go. Nardos Desta. And Nate. What's up? Bring it in. Michelle Quigley. Thank you. Stafford Ward. No pressure. No pressure.
We'll do it. There we go.
Amy Morton Ward. Oh, bring it in. So good. Hello. And Jim Call is out of the country. Let's give him a virtual hug. Jim. Okay. And now those who are signing this morning, Olivia McDaniel. I know. These are the things you learn when you're doing it for the first time. You guys like add addresses and stuff in here, which is really interesting. No, you're good. Did you get a bag? Oh, right over here. Cameron McDaniel. Megan Wood. J.D. Wood. You're up next. Sophia Meller. Danielle Reynolds. and Beverly Copeland. Let's give you one of those. This is you. Okay, and then give this back for me, okay? So we're going to be saying this in just a minute if you want to do it, okay? Oh, yeah, wherever you like.
Congratulations to all our new members and our newer members. What makes us Unitarian Universalists is the practice of covenant, the making of sacred promises that bind us together. Our promises are not eternally binding, like those our religious ancestors might have made. Rather, they must be remade again and again and returned to when there is conflict or confusion among us. Let us read together our congregational covenant with our new members joining us in this covenant for the first time and our current members recommitting themselves to it. Love is the
teaching of this church. The quest of truth is its daily task, and service is its prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve life in community, to end that all souls that shall grow in harmony. This is our covenant with each and with all. Congratulations to the new members. If you're thinking about becoming a member, we strongly encourage new folks to take the Introduction to UU class so that you know what you're getting into. And the next class will be held on November 11th. Breakfast and coffee is served at 8:30, and we'll begin our discussions around 9, finishing up around 11:30. If you'd like to know more, please email the membership chair. Once again, thank you. It is so great to be in covenant with you all. Now, please join in our hymn, number 1002. So that's in the teal hymnal, Comfort Me. Number 2, if you just want to look at the front of the book. 2.
Mount Vernon Unitarian Church continues to share the plate with committed organizations that our members have chosen. For the month of October, we have designated Frog Pond Early Learning Center. Frog Pond is a year-round, full-day, nature-based preschool serving children 18 months to 5 years old. Located on 2 acres of land adjacent to Huntley Meadows Park, Frog Pond children help to care for a mini farm that is home to goats, chickens, and other creatures. The kids are immersed in the natural settings and make up a diverse school family committed to nurturing our natural world, social and emotional awareness, and inclusion of children with varied needs. Frog Pond is the natural choice for early childhood education. We split our offering 50-50 between Frog Pond and MVUC unless otherwise directed by you. You're welcome to write a check and mail it to MVUC. You can also make payments via text or our church account via credit card. Information is found on the slide and in the chat box. During this time of music, we truly invite you to light a candle to commemorate joys and sorrows in your lives.
The usher forward to receive the offering. Oh. We allow this time to sort of continue our restful meditation as we enter into a moment of silence together. Maybe finding our feet, finding our breath, just taking a moment to ground. Perhaps today we settle into what it means to be a member of this community. Maybe we feel the warmth of the room, the warmth that's possible because of the bodies present here. Those of you online, reaching out across time and space to be with us. What does it mean to belong? Belong to somebody, and for people to belong to you.
The first time that I came to you, long summer road, your lakes and mountains knew me well, stream and leaf and stone. Your night stars called me up, they sang, you are no stranger here, to the high lonely field, to the high lonely field, and blessed time alone, ah, sweet blessed time alone. Hard winter and late blooming spring, long summer road, the smell of thunder rolling in, stream and leaf and stone. Heavy walls in autumn, you are no stranger here, to a high, lonely field, and blessed time alone. How sweet blessed time alone.
Now, some of you know I lived in a Buddhist temple on 2 different occasions for a total of about 6 years up in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And there was this joke that I routinely inserted into the conversation when people would ask me about my time there that really amounted to me saying something like, well, yeah, that's why I'm so serene, right? Which was intended to be a little bit self-deprecating because I'm not really that serene. But also to despoil the idea that many people have about what it's like to actually live in a temple. You know, people often get disappointed when I tell them stories about how we would fight or what jerks I thought some of the monastics could be. And for those who don't even really have very much relationship with Buddhism, my anecdotes about temple life would sometimes deflate them because the image of the tranquil setting with its community of mindful, whether it was real or not, was somehow just important for people to believe in. And the temple, Buddhist or otherwise, is held up as a refuge. It's a sacred place that we can turn to in times of need. You know, when we are thirsty, it holds the water that will restore us. When we are frightened or alone, it provides the shelter and the warmth and the encouragement to go on. The temple offers gifts that cannot be measured by any yardstick in the material world. It is a sanctuary. And whether you visit a temple or a church on a regular basis or not, we know that they're always there to help us grow, to become better people. And this is why people leave bequests behind in their will. Sometimes they haven't been for years. They haven't been able to attend for years, but they remain grateful in their minds for that time when the temple existed, when they needed it. Unitarian Universalists or our congregations typically do not inspire the same fantasies that Buddhist temples conjure. We have no ancient stone buildings on high mountaintops amidst the clouds. We have no monastic tradition. Our ministers can be a little too human at times. Too human to meet the lofty ideals that we sometimes want to see in our houses of worship and our leaders. And the community of worshipers, well, perhaps they don't always live up to that ideal either. Sometimes the arguments that the members have or the stupid things that the minister says and does can deflate us. And the lived reality of our worship experience does not meet the ideal of what we think it should be. But is it the vision of what we think it should be, or is it the lived reality of church life that actually helps us fashion our lives in a more compassionate and responsible way? The founder of the Cambridge Zen Center, where I lived, Zen Master Sun San, often told a story about a temple being similar to a pot of cooking potatoes. And he commented that in the West, we wash one potato at a time and then put them in a pot to cook. But in Korea, people put all the potatoes in the pot together, and they, as they boil and cook, they bump into one another, and the friction that they generate knocks the dirt off of it. I have not been to Korea. I have no idea if that story is true. We heard it all the time, though. And, by the time that they were done cooking, allegedly, the potatoes were clean, right? And he would say, being in a temple is like this. You know, the fantasy of the tranquil temple and the mindful practitioner is unreal. It's a chimera. And the fantasy is not that helpful because we project an ideal that we cannot attain. What is real is that we bump into one another. Although we often don't think of it as that helpful, we usually think it's that other person's fault, but it actually can be helpful. So in the Buddhist tradition, there is this belief that all sentient beings have karma, which is attachments derived from past events that are both beneficial and harmful. So karma is the collection of everything that came before, everything that brought you to the chair that you are sitting in right now. Right? It is vast and unknowable in its entirety, but it very much has an impact on you for good or ill, an impact on how your life is shaped today. How your great-grandmother treated your grandmother is living inside of you in some way right now. The potatoes of Zen Master Sung San's story are people wrestling with karma. People bump because we haven't worked through our attachments that are causing us to collide from moment to moment. People bump in part because of the actions of another person, and in part because of what we are bringing to a situation. But Sung San never disparaged the bumping together. It's an essential part of the path to awakening, he would say. Bumping together is how we get clean. It's a way to see ourselves. It's a way to see what we are bringing into any situation if we choose. It's the way to see our karma. So as Unitarian Universalists, we don't have a very well-developed theory or theology of karma, a theology of life being shaped by lifetimes of behaviors and events. You know, the vast majority of us are converts, and as a result, we're very sort of future-focused rather than past-focused, you know, because we wanted to leave the faith community that raised us, and we're looking forward. But the metaphor of the potatoes cleaning themselves in the pot is still very useful to us. It seems, in my opinion, unlikely that a God is going to come down and take away our suffering, regardless of how attractive that idea might seem. More likely, in my opinion, is that we are responsible for cultivating the awakened experience moment to moment through the discipline of paying attention. As we do have a theology of being responsible for how we treat one another. It's an encounter I have with you that helps me become a better person. When we understand the temple this way, we can understand how it is only through our shared experience that we can see what is possible. We may want to run away from all of the people in the community who are driving us crazy. Not here, other churches. But literally, we need one another to help us see the path to awakening. If we take the practice seriously, we are able to see what we are bringing to any situation. And perhaps we're able to see that maybe we're trying to control it. Or maybe perhaps we see that we need to stand up for ourselves. What are we bringing to the situation? So I am not free of my karma, right? I bring my own stuff to this starchy soup, some of which will be helpful and some of which I need your help because I still have attachments I need washed off. You know, I'm not free of my karma because no one is ever free of their karma. No one is ever released from the entirety of the past experience and the countless numbers of blessings and sufferings that brought each of you to this moment right now. But we can use it to learn how to make a better world. The point of the pot, this is the pot. Also that room, and the next room. This is our pot. The point of the pot is not to be free of the karma. That's an illusion and a fantasy of a serene temple in a cloud-covered mountain. The point of the pot is to see our karma to see our attachments, the attachments that we somehow turn into the truth upon which we build a fortress around which we call things right and wrong. So as a congregation, as a people, I hate to break it to you, but we will never stop bumping into one another. I know. That's because we all have karma. I know. But what we can do is learn to see what is causing us to bump, and instead of using that bumping to point fingers and say, Stafford, right? That's not the truth. That's wrong. We're able, also that's usually how when I talk to Stafford, I hear bells like that. We use that moment as a mirror to say, what am I bringing into this moment? What am I bringing into this? What thought of mine has been converted to the truth, which can either be supported or violated by the person I'm encountering? How can the bumping become part of my spiritual practice? How can we learn to see ourselves not just talking with other members, but engaging in holy conversations? Engaging in a spiritual practice of understanding ourselves interrelated to the world around us. Now, I get that also kind of sounds like a fantasy, right? Is it possible to convert all of our conversations into a spiritual practice? Technically, yes. But that's not really my lived reality. Most of the time, I'm swallowed up with administrative tasks that do not feel holy at all. We have staff meetings and board meetings and other meetings and so many meetings and extra meetings on top of the other meetings, and then reports and people complaining that so-and-so did this about so-and-so who did that, and it can feel very prosaic, which is, not spiritual. But technically, yes. Technically, yes. And sometimes I have fantasies of running off to the mountains where the real spirituality is, so I can watch the birds and hear the leaves crunch beneath the feet and touch the earth to remember where I came from, because that's the real spirituality. But that's because I've lost the thread, honestly. I've misplaced the opportunity to see what is happening right in front of me. I've misplaced the opportunity to see this sacred encounter that is staring back at me. And I'd love to say that I was good at it, but I do it all the time. I forget all the time. And that's why I need your help. More pointedly, I really believe that if we did not have community to remind us of the spiritual life, to remind us that it's important, to encourage us, to hold us, we would lose the path altogether. I have a spiritual life because of people, not in spite of them. Because the common refrain is like, God, if Holly just behaved right, I would be more peaceful. But actually it's because of the sacred conversation that Holly and I have that I am able to see how we can make the world better. Our karma is to be in community so that we might work on ourselves, surrendering our attachments to what we believe is the truth and the fortress we have built around our beliefs in right and wrong. If we embrace the pot of potatoes as an opportunity to see through our karma, to see what it is, to understand how it controls us, then it becomes clear that we need community because nothing else has the power to clean us in the same way. The other members of the community need us to encourage them on their sacred journey of understanding themselves and seeing through their truths. You use love to talk about the beloved community, as if it's a peaceful place with no conflict, where humans have somehow reached a place where we no longer have differences of opinion, and we wonder why it seems so hard to get there. But that's not where we should be trying to go. Our purpose as Unitarian Universalists extends beyond bringing more justice to the world, beyond building a larger membership or having a better or more successful pledge drive, beyond sharing the blessings of our faith. The world is collapsing beneath the weight of people's attachments to the truth and the fortress that we have built around right and wrong. The world is collapsing beneath the collective karma, the weight of our collective karma. So instead of looking upon this place as a sanctuary from the things we don't like about the world, a sanctuary where we stand on the ramparts, looking out, lamenting the spiritual wasteland that's out there, perhaps it can help us look inward, using our bumping as a mirror. Now, you may have noticed that there are 4 bowls of water stationed in the room. There's 2 in the back. As they say in the airplanes, look for the closest one, it might be behind you. And I hope that you still have that slip of paper that was handed out to you by the ushers. Now, this piece of paper dissolves in water. Whatever you write on it will disappear in a matter of moments. So feel free to write whatever you want on this piece of paper. It is going to disappear. Chris is like, Ian, I hate that tie. It's going to disappear. I'm never going to know. Right? So feel free to know that this is kind of a place where you can just be honest with yourself and it's going to disappear. And now I would like you to imagine a time at this congregation when you have bumped into another person. And I'm sure that it seems like it was all their fault. And it probably was. But let's just imagine a time when you bumped into someone. And, don't choose the worst experience you ever had. Don't do that. That's like trying to run a marathon the first day you put on some sneakers. But, find something mild, like, Colleen, I know you said bring the red fabric, and Nancy brought the yellow fabric, and she always does that because she's trying to control how the quilt goes. Something that's important to you, right? But maybe not like the biggest thing in the entire world. And I'm not taking quilting lightly. I take it seriously. But ask yourself, what is this encounter teaching you? What is this encounter cleaning in you? How can it release attachments from you if you allow yourself to see this bumping as a holy conversation? What might happen there? So we're going to play some music for a few minutes, and if you want to just sit and take a few deep breaths, allow the encounter to sink and sit, just breathe, an answer will come. And when it does, make your way forward to one of the bowls where you can put it in, release it, and let it go. For those of you watching from home, take your piece of paper, go through the same process. It won't dissolve in water in the same way, but you can find a way to release the paper and what you wrote on it in some way that feels appropriate. So please, take a few moments to just sink and hear what is coming through you. Please join in the hymn 1012. It's found in the teal hymnal, When I Am Frightened. 1012. Rise as you're willing and able. Me in reading the extinguishing of the chalice, which is found in the order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Source of life, God, my darling, move through us, breathe through us, live through us, and inspire us to enter into these holy conversations that we have every day, giving us the opportunity to witness to the worth and the dignity and the sacred encounter staring back at us. Awaken us to that place beyond the fortress of truth, beyond right and wrong, where we are all nested together, interwoven together in presence. And fill us with grace so that we might find the courage to own our part in each of these sacred encounters, so that we might actually build the beloved community, not the place free from conflict, but one where we work through it in accountable and healthy ways. Amen. Quick thank you. We've got Mike Blair and Doug Masterson and Marty Bredick over here on our AV, bringing us out to the world. Our order of service was done by Phyllis Gilmore. We have some special musicians today. We have Rhea Yang, of course, but then we've got Yuna Kim on violin, right? Beautiful. Eric Bourchot and Joanne Masterson on our percussion. Holly Mahela, I want to say Mala, but it's not. It's Mala. What? Whatever. No, that's not right. She said not Mahalia. Mala. And then Steve Bogart. Thank you also. The service is ended. Please join us for coffee. Thank you so much. Welcome to the new members.